What's good? What's good? What's good? What is popping with y'all? How you guys doing? Let's do some warm-ups here. Draw along with me. Today I'm going to be focusing on shapes of like knight armor or something. And I am going to try and focus more on volume and less on detail. So as the wise Tom Fox says, visualize first. Visualize and then make the move. I'm just going to start marking a few things. Okay. Hope you guys are having a good Tuesday. It is a Tuesday and I have been doing fantastic to a degree. Life is catching up, but we stay ahead. Okay, I need to start making some marks. What would this look like? So I'm gonna think about maybe like beetle armor. What would that be? What would that be? First, let's just do some marks. I do have some inspiration up, but I'm not gonna look at it too much. So let's say, slow it down, think about volume. School is gonna start soon. I'm looking forward to it. And at the same time, I don't know, I wish I had more time. So maybe, so this part is is that the pauldron or something? And then I'm gonna think more about volume like this. Let's do something more gnarly. And as I said in my other videos, I'm gonna try and take my time with this. Take my time. Take my time. Think about the volume. Think about the volume. This has been a freeing thing for me because I've been trying not to focus so much on like a noodle of a sketch. And let's see if I could figure this shape a little bit better. Once I start doing this, which I'm gonna try and not do, like, like doing that's me noodling because I don't know what my next step is gonna be. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna try and not do that so much. Right? Like as I say, like I don't want to do that too much because that's not important. That is not too important. Instead, I'm gonna think about volume, context of this whole thing. Does this make sense? Like, even as I'm looking at this, the design isn't all that interesting to me. I don't know. But let me see if I can think about how this is supposed to look. Maybe I mean, I kind of have an idea. Like this or something. It has to be more out here. And then it's holding some kind of, oh, I got it. Okay. Maybe this is better. Some like, this, maybe 1, 2, 3. It's holding like some kind of Morgul blade of the Witch King of Anma. Oh. 3, 4, yeah, okay. And again, as I said before, I'm not worried too much about like perfection. I just want to capture its detail in just the forms. And again, this has been kind of freeing to do. Maybe it's like ripped up by the handle here. Then here, just think about this volume. And I'm not, again, I don't want to worry too much about like detail. I want to focus more on shape. And volume, right? Ooh, it's a weird angle. You guys see this? It's looking right? Well, I think for the sake of the tubes, I'm gonna try and make this feel a little bit better just by adding some detail later. But yeah. And also getting used to talking and drawing at the same time has been a very big challenge. Very, very big. Very big. The fuck? Is this even right? Is this... Oh my god, whatever. I messed up here. It's okay. We don't worry about that. We're just gonna do some weird... Am I already running out of ink? Let me try something else. What happened to my brush? I don't know, brush. Let me see. this nib is kind of gone to crap. But I mean, I'll still use it. What happened to my? I had another one. Did I lose it? Oh, here it is. Okay. This one is it's a Japanese brush pen. Got another one of these. Gotta keep these on deck. Oops. Oops. Anyways. This is like a lot thinner, so I don't know. I have to be more mindful with this. Yeah, this isn't working too well. I might as well just use like a damn paintbrush or something. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Now, again, I'm trying to get used to talking and drawing. Okay. Like this. Maybe that's that volume. And this part is the helm. Then the neck. What would this look like? Oh no, I'm going off the page. What do I do? We just keep going. We just keep on going. See? That's not too bad now. Oh my. That's crazy. I'm already running out of... Maybe this one will do. Well, screw it. I know it's hard to see the lines a little bit because it's so, like the camera isn't too zoomed in. So I'm just gonna start doing this. This is the part where I say like noodling. I think I'm a big believer that like drawing is often harder than painting. I mean, it's both are hard. Both are difficult to learn. But the thing is like with a painting, in digital painting at least, I think traditional painting is like way harder. But in digital, I could hide a lot of my shortcomings I could hide my mistakes. If I don't know how to draw fingers and arms or whatever, my lack of knowledge can be covered by simply just putting a shape of a value. And I know this firsthand because I used to do it. But then people who understand painting and anatomy and all that, they can kind of tell, you know. But to like normies, like they don't really know. They don't know. And especially with all the tricks and tips of like all the tools of Photoshop, makes it where it's even easier now to like hide behind your lack of knowledge. Right? Like, for example, like all these mistakes, all of these things I would, in Photoshop, I could just do shapes and then I could erase it. I could just do a silhouette of it. I could put lighting, I could hide it in shadow, and it just becomes like, I don't know, it got to the point where once it got to design, like once I had to start really figuring out the design, that's when you're going to run into problems, right? Like logic, like even like here, like what is this, right? So I like stuff like this here, this shows my lack of knowledge in certain things. What if I did this? Maybe it's like that. I don't know. And then, yeah, it is very hard. And especially because especially if you're doing traditional, you have to be very steady and intentional, like I think it's important to practice both. Right? You gotta be able to do both. But definitely doing more drawings have helped me to like slow down, back the wall. Anyways, it's helped me slow down and to really figure out what my design is, and thinking about volume, thinking about form, thinking about all that stuff. Right? And it's a slower process. It is a much slower process for sure. Even like here, like thinking about the direction of this object, like this part, I forgot what it was called. That thing that hangs on the side of the knight. Right, so this thing, even this part, if like what would it look like in a kind of like a perspective like this, from this side at this angle? What would it look like underneath, like inside? Like you can't hide this. That's the thing. It's like with painting, I can hide a lot of it and kind of get away with without addressing the problem. And what I end up doing is I end up trying to over render to compensate for my lack of knowledge. And I think that's okay. Like, you can kind of learn as you go. But when I make intentional choices like this, the less iterations I have to do and waste time, right? I can kind of visualize what it is that I want, and then this is my one sketch, and then I'm gonna do another one. Let's say like, what if now I have another one that is more something like this. Maybe something that's a little bit more bulky. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right? So now, like, I'm just making an intention, and that's my design. Rather than when I used to use like pens, I would do stuff like this. I would do like, okay, let me do I'm gonna do my little, gonna do my little sketchy sketch. I don't know, maybe this is the eyes. And then I do the anatomy thing, and I'm like noodling all around, and I don't want to do that. I want to do less of it. I want to keep my shapes and my intentions a little bit more in focus. Mm-hmm. Like, again, with painting, I could create the illusion of form. I can create the illusion of like depth and shadows and all that neat stuff. But in drawing, like, I really have to know what the direction of light, like, I need to know, because it's not going to be believable. This is all you have. This is all you have. So, let's see. I'm just going to pretty this up for the tubes a little bit. And this is something that I'm trying to get back into doing more, which is like just mileage. Like, mileage is so important. And it's not about how well you do the perfect drawing, but how many of that do you do? And I heard this somewhere. Someone said, don't count the quality, but count, or don't measure it in ones, but measure your progress in hundreds. Like, how many hundreds of these have you done? You know, this brush isn't too bad. Anyways, now that I'm not thinking so much, I'm just gonna rant, talk about stuff. Something that's been kind of funny is I live in a primarily a Jewish neighborhood, and they don't celebrate any kind of like holiday except for like Hanukkah and like Friday, and when they come out and they all got their hats and stuff. But so, nobody during the holidays, like, nobody decorates anything. Just kind of thought that was kind of sad. But we have this neighbor. I live with a bunch in a very old building with elderly people. And you would think that it would be quiet, except they're loud as hell. They're always arguing and yelling and fighting. They're not like young. They're not like in their 20s or 30s. It's just, they're like in their 50s and 60s, which is, I mean, yes, that's young. But yeah, and my neighbor, like I could hear them through the wall, is this guy and his girlfriend, and they're like in their, what is it, 50s, 60s or something. I think they're in their 60s, probably approaching 70. Anyways, they're older, very nice to me. But me and my girl, we would hear them like in the middle of the night. The girlfriend starts arguing like, I told you to not do this. And the boyfriend, it's so weird saying boyfriend because they're like older. You would expect them to be married. The boyfriend says like, calm down. Like he's so calm. Like he doesn't scream or yell, but I can tell he just pisses her off. I told you, no shoes in that. It's like, wah. It's so insane. It's so insane. And there was a period where I didn't hear them argue. And we thought, like, wait, what happened to them? Did the boyfriend snap and he like murdered his girlfriend or something? Like, what happened? And it just felt different without them. Like you're just used to that chaos. So, yeah. And he keeps giving me like random stuff. Like he'll catch me as I'm walking out. I'll be like, hey, what's up, man? He'd be like, hey, do you guys need a like car engine? Like he'll have the most random things that you don't need, but 1 in 50 you might need it. It's so weird, and I don't know where he gets his stuff. And his car is like filled with just a bunch of shit. Like, oh, I could draw it. Okay, so like, all right, this is my garage. Something like this. And this is I'm gonna do this in perspective. Anyways, this is like the door, I think. Yeah, this is like the door. Window. This is the laundry room. And this part, this is the rooftop. Oh my goodness. Anyways, my car is like here, right? This is my car. What does my car look like? I've never really drawn my car. Anyways, this is my car. Whatever, I'll just do this quickly. Anyways, my car. His car is like here, like rammed right next to mine. And it's like painted, not with like paint, but literally like, dude, use spray paint in his fucking car. And he has on the roof, I'm not visualizing this proper, but stick with me. He just has, I'm not kidding you, this is the roof. He has piles of shit that's just strapped on top of his car. Like every other day, I would see the car leave, and then the next day it's gone. Like all the stuff is gone, and then the next day he's got like bicycle wheels. It's so, and it's just trash. And then I'll see him. I'll be like, hey, yo, Brian, what's up, man? Like, I'm here, I'm getting out. And then he's like, hey, do you guys need this thing? And he'll give me like a tennis racket. Like, hey, you guys need a tennis racket? I got like, he's just trying to give shit away. He's like the salesperson, except he's not trying to sell anything. He's literally just trying to give shit away. And it just cracks me up. And he keeps like knocking at my door, trying to offer me stuff. And then one time, I remember I was in my living room. So me and my girl were playing games or something. And then I hear my manager, he also lives next to us. And I hear this neighbor, I'm not gonna say his name. And then he's like, hey, I hear him outside. Walls are thin. Hey, do you need this? And then I hear my manager goes, I don't want that. I wouldn't even know what to do with this thing. Or I wouldn't even know where to put this thing. And I'm just dying. I'm like, this dude is out of his mind. I don't even know where to put this. And I hear that, like he's always trying to give shit away to the neighbors. And then the neighbors will say, and they're Jewish, so they have that accent, be like, I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't know if that's how they sound, but yeah, anyways. Well, we're going past the 30-minute mark. All right, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. I'll have more next time. Actually, I'll just do this. Oh, you know what? I wonder. Oh, whatever. But yeah, my neighbors they're crazy. And they have no shame too. They'll just argue in front of our window. And I'm like, dude, what the hell? That's what I hear. Yeah. I'm gonna keep studying actually. Just for a little bit. Oh my god. I need more ink. I'm already running out. That's crazy, y'all. Let me redo this part. Well, anyways, here I am. But for the most part, the neighbors are cool. Knock on wood. Never know. Never know. Oh. I should just do a series of these. What? Let's do some volumes. I really need a thicker brush. But anyways. This part. But yeah, I should be doing like hundreds of these, right? what I plan to do. I plan to do a lot. There. See, that feels better. Form, 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 form. It's pretty incredible how people can kind of draw from imagination, like out the gate. And I'm not talking what I'm doing here. I'm talking like, yeah, I'm like Kim Jong-gi. Yeah, I'm gonna just do it at this angle and this angle and this angle. And while I'm doing this, I'm gonna know what the subject matter is and the theme, and that's just what I'm gonna do. And I'm like, yo, how the hell? It's really incredible how people can do that. This is like a feminine armar. Feminine. Yeah, I need more inks. Hmm. Oh, who is calling me? Excuse me, y'all. Okay, I guess that's it. Bye bye.